All right, good afternoon. My name is Chris Bass. I'm the president of the National Recreation and Parks Ethnic Minority Society. And joining us today for our Quick Rec Connect, we have Maria Cepeda joining us from the Hispanic Professionals in Parks and Recreation. Maria, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
All right, so we're gonna jump right in. We've talked a little bit before we recording started, so I got a chance to learn a lot about you. But if you could tell us who you are and what you do with your professional role and with Hispanic Professionals in Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Maria Cepeda. I am currently the special events coordinator for the town of Huntersville, which is on the outskirts of Charlotte, North Carolina. My role currently is the special events here in the town and community engagement, all that. And then for HPPR, I'm the secretary for the group.
Secretary, that the role that I feel is probably the most important role with maintaining
Yeah.
So that's good. So tell us, what is the Hispanic Professionals of Parks and Recreation?
So HPPR, we aim to create a supportive community for Hispanic professionals within within the Parks and Recreation field by fostering professional growth, development, network opportunities. We really aim to empower its members to make significant contributions to their communities as well as to their departments. And this group really started as just a couple people just kind of, how everything starts is having a conversation of kind of what is needed in our field. And there was a great topic of, hey, we need more representation with Hispanics in this field, whether you speak the language, whether you are an immigrant coming from another country, or whether you are first generation, really encompassing all from maintenance workers to programmers to special events coordinators to facility managers to deputy directors. Mm-hmm. So big plethora of groups that we are reaching out.
Gotcha. That's good. And especially knowing that it started with a small group with a great idea, but you all have grown. Because you all have how many members now?
We have, to be exact, 427 Facebook members. Mm-hmm. We're also on LinkedIn, and we also have a website as well.
All right. So let me ask you this. You mentioned earlier that not only are you as the organization supporting Hispanic professionals, but also the communities that we serve. So I know here in Douglasville, we have a large Hispanic community, and sometimes we struggle with finding ways to connect with the Hispanic community. There may be some barriers that we run into. So tell me, what are some things that us professionals could do to support the Hispanic communities?
Yeah, totally. And that's such a great question to ask, not only in what you're doing currently in your job, but also what your department is doing currently, and also what they support you doing. So something as simple as taking surveys at events or programs. Mm-hmm. Something as simple as, translating a flyer or signage from English to Spanish so that, if you're in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, you can kind of capture everything. So the same message is there within that entire community. There's different types of partnerships Parks and Rec professionals can do. But it just starts with really getting to know the community that you're serving and what its needs are. Mm-hmm. Because you might not be in an area that is predominantly Hispanic, mm-hmm. but if you have that one person that is in your programs and they have a little bit of a block between the language, like there's a language barrier, like what can we do as professionals to kind of take that full speed and just say, hey, I understand this is a barrier. Let's kind of talk about that. This is the message that we have. Pick up time for your child is this time to this time. And, I've had colleagues do a simple like Google Translate. Mm-hmm. And, you're at least making your participants feel a little bit more at ease because they're still receiving the same communication as anyone else would. So simple things like that. Engaging in Hispanic community leaders, if your area has a wide Hispanic predominant area too, like just getting to know them and kind of getting to know what their needs are. And then any programs that like any special events or programs that you can kind of incorporate them as well in, because there's just a sense of community with Hispanics just in general. So we're just excited to be there. Typically, we're excited to have that sense of community and belonging in any program, event, partnership, anything like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So to that point, you talk about celebrating different communities and belonging. So we know that this month, starting in September, going through October, that is National Hispanic Heritage Month. What are some things? What are some events, or what are some ways that we can celebrate this historic month and really be more inclusive within our communities?
Yeah, so I can give you an example, and then I can kind of discuss about some things that other park and rec professionals can do within their department. So here in Huntersville, we have what you call Lollapalooza, which is like a spinoff of Lollapalooza. And we host a couple of concerts. So it's 3-hour concerts in our space, Veterans Park, which has a stage in it. So we have concerts from June to October, and they're usually themed. For September, we're doing a Latino night, and this is something that has been this before I've been here. So this is something that my supervisor had started before I was here. So there are strides and stepping stones to all that. So I just like to give credit where credit is due. So that program was here, that event was here before I was, and we beef it up every year. So this year we're doing an empanada showcase, which culture and which food is part of our culture. It's huge. And so we want to show people how you make empanadas, and so it's a food demonstration. We're doing a dance kind of celebration. We're having a DJ mixing different tracks of different music like bachata, salsa, merengue, reggaeton, and it's gonna just be a party. And it's just we're gonna have food vendors and alcohol and beverage vendors. Sorry, I say alcohol, but it's beverage vendors. So we like to have that, and then a couple of kind of youth activities as well. And this is also not just something that I do by myself. It's different partnerships that we have, and we partner with a sound company to provide the sound. We partner with a entertainment company that is Hispanic entertainment companies that does events all over Charlotte. So we are not going into this just with those ideas and hoping something will land. Like, we were very strategic in what the community wanted, something that encompasses Brazilian culture, Colombian culture, Cuban culture, Puerto Rican culture, culture from the Dominican Republic, so it can just be a blend in one. So I know that was a lot, but it's essentially just a huge music party, food demonstration, and a fun time for everybody. So that's one thing that we did. Here we did a Latino night, and then a couple other things that other Parks and Rec departments can do. You can organize a film screening of different Hispanic movies or documentaries, hold a type of culture festival. I know there's different municipalities that do that as well. So it is really a big encompassing culture festival that, you have cultures from all over the world. Recreation centers can do some kind of cooking classes featuring some Hispanic cuisines. Part of the community engagement is volunteering at a local Hispanic organization, supporting a Hispanic-owned business, and just attending some kind of Hispanic Heritage Month or parade or celebration within your department is always great. I always like to think I'm working a little bit when I'm going to other events and seeing how they function.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have given some great options. I'm taking notes
Yeah.
as you were calling some of those.
And it's super simple. Like a lot of the times what I love about this field is we're not looking for the next greatest and best idea, but we're looking at, hey, what's something that the people need?
Mm-hmm.
And every year we can SWOT analysis. What are some strengths, weaknesses, opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
threats? Like, how can we make this better than the last? How
Mm-hmm.
can we involve some more community partners? How can we invite the local dance studio to come out? How can we, create a bigger budget for an MC?
Mm-hmm.
So all the things are, but it's so exciting and it's awesome to be able to also communicate with people because Spanish is my first language.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also great to be able to like dive into my culture and talk to people and, say, hey, I'm here, but I just don't speak English. I also speak Spanish. So
Right, right. That's good. And I'm glad gave that advice to, even if it starts small, you can grow it from year to year. So that's really good. I think
totally.
that was one of the challenges, making sure that we're not jumping into something that we don't have a whole lot of experience on, but maybe finding that champion in the community or on our staff who can help us at least start and then grow an event to really help,
Yeah.
you know, from year to
Yeah. There's beauty in, I think, looking at every event and being like, this went great, but what can we do next year to kind of help the people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. One thing that I know that regardless of what your background is, everyone loves food and music. So
Yep. Yep. And that's exactly what it is. And it's so funny you mentioned that because typically our Lollacaboozers are 3 hours
mhm,
and we increased this for 4 hours because we gathered those data results and we gathered those surveys and people wanted it to be longer.
yeah.
And usually for most of our events, people are out within a certain time. But for this one specifically, I mean, our food trucks were there till an hour after we were gone,
Mhm.
just literally eating and listening to music.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, and that's really big in our culture is just listening to music, gathered around family. Typically, like a lot of our family members will live with us for even until our grandparents' age too. So,
Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing that.
yeah.
I do have one other question I want to ask as we wrap up here. Um, Going back to HPPR, I know I follow the Facebook page and a few of the other social media platforms, and you all always have something great going on. Can you share any upcoming programs, events, or initiatives coming from
Yeah,
HPPR?
totally. So, because I like to give credit where credit is due,
Mhm.
our marketing team specifically has been tremendous in getting our website up and also sharing the different things that other professionals are doing. So our marketing team, it's comprised of a couple of us, right? Um, we like to highlight professionals that are doing different things and we like to post about it on our Facebook page. We like to welcome new members. I know Edwin is always on top of that, welcoming new members. And we kind of like to get this steam kind of rolling and making it valuable for people all year round. So we highlight professionals that are doing fantastic jobs in what they're doing. Because
Mhm.
again, like you need to be able to advocate for yourself, but sometimes it's a little bit harder to do. And so we like to advocate for you.
Mhm.
This is something that, someone is doing here in this department. How can you incorporate this into your department? So we really like to highlight people that are doing a great job already within their department. We have taken a little bit of a break for our info sessions, our education sessions because of the summer. We kind of saw that there was a decline with Zoom meetings and in the summer because of everything that's kind of going on. So we typically do have once a month info sessions, and that can be from CPRP, study groups to anything from aquatics or programming. And just recently this year, we launched our mentorship program. So we have over 20 mentees and mentors like lined up with people. And we track that. So Tony Salinas out of Phoenix, like we track that. And how is everyone doing? Does anyone need any help with anything? What's the communication with your mentor? Because we saw this program as a huge opportunity based off of the mentorship that benefits that it has given us. Right, as young professionals, as older professionals, there's beauty in a mentorship program, and so we really wanted to highlight that. And so we've kicked off our mentorship program and hoping for people to meet here in October for a conference, or if they can't, they kind of keep communicating throughout the year. So those are just some simple things that we've been kind of doing, and there's some stuff in the works as well, especially with our CPSI and playground instructor programs that are going on. So there's definitely, we strive to have representation within our department, and how can we get you there?
Gotcha. That's good. That's good. Well, and of course, I know we'll all be here in Atlanta
Yes.
next month, so we're excited about that, and I know we're doing some things together, HPPR and Ethnic Minority Society. So it's gonna be a good time, but some great opportunities coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the space to be able to share different stories and to be able to, because half the time it's, hey, do you know this person? Yeah, I know this person. And, and then you just create that bond. It's like such a web. And it's always great to be with people that share the love for what you do as well.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting, and it's very, like first day of school type of feeling.
Right. I agree. Yeah. So, well, Maria, I appreciate all your time, everything you do for not just HPPR, but for the field. I know that it's going to be a busy month for us, but hopefully we can get some time to connect in Atlanta and us continue to bridge this gap and do all we can for our community. So I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. We'll see you next time.